for this student panel. If you were not at our brief welcome session with our Vice President, Student Experience, Sandra Dupuy, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to Fleming College and your welcome day today. My name is Greg Jefford, and I'm the Manager of Student Experience and Athletics here at the college. And I'd like to just start by respectfully acknowledging that Fleming College sits on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe and Mississaugas peoples. We offer our gratitude to our First Nations for their care of our earth and our relations. This session today is really about learning from our student leaders and our recent graduates. We have a panel of three that have joined us today, and you're going to get a chance to meet them in a moment. And it really is an opportunity both to learn from them about their experiences, and as well for yourselves to ask any questions that you have. And we've had a few questions that have come in that I will share as well. So there is a Q&A feature on your screen today. And so if you have any questions at any time, don't hesitate to put them in, and I'll do my best to get through as many questions as possible during this session. It is scheduled till 10 o'clock. I expect that we will wrap up no later than 9:55 to give you an opportunity to get out of this session and then join the online learning session that starts at 10 o'clock. To begin, I am going to turn it over to our panelists to share a bit about themselves before we get going with some of the questions. Zoe.
Hi everyone, my name is Louie King. I'm the current president for Student Administrative Council. I'm a recent grad. I just graduated from business administration. If anyone is enrolled in that program, it's a really great program. While I was a student, I was a director for student council for two terms, and I played on the women's basketball team, and I studied, and that's what I did. So if anyone has any questions, just let me know. I'm really excited to kind of share my experience with Fleming and hopefully give you some insight of what your year might look like.
Great. Thank you, Zoe. Inderpreet. You're just on mute there. Oh, do we lose him? Chris.
Hi everyone. My name is Christopher Tam. I am currently in the Mental Health and Addiction and Social Service Worker program, dual diploma. Some of the things that I do at school involve, I do a lot of volunteer work through different departments. I spend a lot of time in the Indigenous Student Services department, helping out with anything I can. Yeah, I'm just here to, yeah, that's it.
Good. Thank you very much. And hopefully we'll have Inderpreet rejoin us here in a moment, and we will have him introduce himself when he comes back. And so we have a number of questions that have come in that I'm going to go through and open it up for our student leaders, recent graduates to share. And the first is, we have a number of students that are joining us that have just completed high school. And the question is what are some of the main difference, thinking back to when you had transitioned from high school to post-secondary, and what were some of those differences that you can recall between high school and starting college? Who would like to start?
I can if you want.
Yeah, thank you.
So the biggest difference for me was the amount of independence you have. Usually when you're in high school, you're living at home. Your high school teachers are a little bit more, they'll watch over you. If you're missing something, they might have a meeting with you. But when you come to college, you're much more independent. You can go to classes, and professors aren't necessarily watching over you as much. So it's really on you to make sure that you're going to classes, getting your assignments done, and then you're living usually sometimes people still commute from home, but sometimes you're living at residence, and you're with friends. So the level of independence is much higher. And as well as there's a lot, at least in my experience, a lot more engagement opportunities in college. There's so many more ways to get involved than there was in high school. When you're in high school, it feels like that's just what you do during the day, and then you come back to your life. But when you're in college, I feel like that's what you're doing all day. You can engage there after classes. It's more than just class. There's so much more to it. So, in my opinion, the biggest thing is independence and the level of opportunities to get involved.
Great. Thank you, Zoe. Actually, we've had a question that has come in from our audience. How do we take part in student administrative council and activities planned by them? And how do I apply for leadership if I'm interested?
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. There's so many opportunities. So when I first came to Fleming, I didn't know anyone, so I was like, I need to make some friends. And the first thing I did was volunteer for Student Administrative Council. You just go, you come to events, they give you a t-shirt, and you just kind of help with tickets, whether that be or just kind of help with security, because there's kind of so many different things you can help during events. And the biggest one is just promoting. You stand at the kiosk and play some music and just talk to students. It's so fun. It's a great way to meet people, and that's how I first got involved. Is I really just joined because I wanted to make some friends. And then it turned into so much more than that, and now I'm working there full time, which I love. So there's so many opportunities. As a student, you can volunteer, you can also run for director, which I did, and you get voted in by the students. There's a big election. There's so many opportunities. When you get on campus, you can come in or you can email me now, and you just apply to volunteer, or when the election time comes, you can apply to run.
Great.
If I could just add to that, how
Yes,
I got
sure.
involved with student administrative council. There's like various times you need to go to like the SAC office, and I'll just walk in and I just introduce myself to people. It's like, hey, I'm a student here. I'm new. Is there anything I could do or like volunteer to get involved? And then boom, it's like, sure. Today we're doing a food drive, or like today we're doing like a kiosk. So, and it's really easy to get involved. Just like you gotta put yourself out there, take a step, take a chance, and introduce yourself to people. And that's the best way for me.
That's a great point, especially when I think about each of you who have so much student leadership experience, but it wasn't all like that. You had to, going back to your first days or weeks on campus where, like you say, Chris, you took that first step, and that led to getting involved and led to some great opportunities. Okay, we're joined by Inderpreet. Would you mind just taking a couple of moments and introducing yourself and your student experience?
Sure, I will, Greg. First of all, very good morning to all of you. Sorry for being a little late. My laptop was giving me a little hard time here. So it is fixed now. Talking about myself, my name is Inderpreet Singh Bhasin, and I am from India as well. I was born and brought up in Ghaziabad. That is a very small town back in India. And my dad was in the armed forces. So I never got much of the exposure to interact with people and do things. So then I decided to take up international business management here from Fleming College. And then I came in here in September 2019. So till then, I wasn't much involved into activities. And then when I came here, I got to know about SAC, and then I started participating with SAC. Then there's another organization, if anyone is aware of that, that is Enactus, and it is a global organization. So if you are in some college in some other country, you would be knowing about Enactus as well, because a lot of colleges in other countries have Enactus. And then I got to know about things, and then Enactus chose me as one of their recruiters. And then SAC, initially, I was just a volunteer, and then SAC realized that we can do a lot better. And then they decided to have a different program, and they had some mentors. And I luckily was chosen to be one of the mentors for Student Administrative Council. And then there were the elections for the directors, board of directors. And during those elections, I got a chance to be the chairperson for the student council. So that's my journey so far. I'm really enjoying and liking it a lot. And trust me, when I say it, it's not that difficult. All you got to do is start participating. and you would really enjoy the friends you make here and the memories you'll cherish for life. So it's really very simple. All you got to do is start doing it, and now is the very moment.
Great. Thank you for sharing that. The next question, and I can provide some support for this. It asks about how we find rooms near the college. So I think that's a bit about if you haven't found housing yet and you're planning to be in Peterborough for the fall or afterwards, how do you find rooms? And so the first thing that I would just say to that is visit our housing, our specialization room between 10:30 and 12 today, and you'll be able to connect with one of our housing representatives who can provide you with direct resources, including our Places for Students.com resource, which can connect you to many off-campus housing opportunities if you did not get a place in residence. There's a follow-up, I believe, to Zoe's initial experience. Are there any interviews for the selection? I think that maybe speaks to elections. And I just want to know how to be like Zoe is the question. Zoe.
There is when I applied to be the volunteer, I just met and sat and put my hours in that I'm available. It's all kind of from when it's in between your classes, things like that. For directors, there's not an interview, you're voted in by the students. So it's whoever the students of Fleming College want to see. You do have to ensure that you're not on academic probation, so you're doing well in your courses. But for the most part, there's no official interview. It's not, we're not that scary. We kind of accept everyone, and we're always willing to take people on. Sometimes we get too many volunteers. That's when we may have to, tell people, okay, just wait. When an opportunity comes up, we'll let you know. But for the most part, I think, especially right now, we're not overboard on people, so there's no interviews or anything. And the best thing I can say when you're coming to college is like Chris said, is just do something outside of your comfort zone. When I first came, I didn't even know what Fleming SAC stood for. I just walked in the office and said, I heard I can get involved somehow. What form do I fill out? Because I want to make friends. I want to meet people. I want to go to events. Um, and sometimes it's a little scary to go to an event by yourself. But I did it, and that's how I kind of got involved. So yeah, like Chris mentioned, the best thing you can do is just step outside your comfort zone and do something new, because it's gonna lead you places. I had no idea when I came to Fleming that it was gonna lead me to working at the college, but I'm so glad it did, and it's all due to just getting involved and just talking to people. So that's my piece of advice.
Great. Some more questions that have come in here. The first is, as the first semester is going to be online or blended, after we return to campus, how can we join our Fleming Knights teams? And so I think maybe I can speak a bit to the athletics piece, but just in general, once it's safe to return to campus, what's the best way for them to sign up for different opportunities?
I can answer some of that, I guess. Hey, so yeah, I work over at the athletic department, which is part of the wellness center. It's so between the school, the gym is not attached directly to Fleming College, so it's a little bit like a 7-minute walk away, just up the path. The best way to join is like you can just go to the athletic department desk and ask the receptionist any information you want to know. And usually they direct you to the coach, and they give you an email if you want to join a varsity team. They give you a schedule for intramurals. So it's all the information is at the school or should be on the internet somewhere. And it's just email the coach you want to try out. And a lot of the teams they want players, so it's not like the hardest thing to get onto. And a couple of the sports are they're not like it's not like a big tryout or anything. They just want to know that you're going to be there. So once you show up and they know you're dedicated, you could definitely be playing the sport. If you don't make a varsity team, there's numerous intramural sports, including like soccer, basketball, cricket. There's so many sports you can play, and if you don't, that doesn't work. There's also drop-ins. So there's a lot of opportunity for sports to get to know people, to play sports, to have fun. So yeah.
That's great. Great.
From my experience, athletics was so much fun, and that's another great way to meet people when you first come to college. Um, work playing with people, you make bonds, you make connections, and it's just another great way. If you're anyone watching's like me, I hate going to the gym, but I love playing sports. Um, so, like Chris said, there's lots of intramural opportunities. I played on an extramural team, so I played against other colleges, but not in the OCAA. It was OCR, so it was really fun to get that athletic experience, but while having more fun while doing it.
That's great. Thank you, Chris and Zoe. Zoe referenced the OCAA and the OCR. We have a question that's come in. What's the status for sports in the coming fall and winter? And so I'll speak to that a bit. First, the OCAA is the Ontario Colleges Athletic Association, which is all the colleges and a handful of some of the smaller universities that participate in varsity sport. And OCR is Ontario Collegiate Recreation, which speaks to some of the extramural and intramural programming. In terms of the status for sports in the coming fall and winter, the OCAA had to make the difficult decision, with support of its members, of which Fleming College is one of them, to suspend the fall sports season for a couple of different reasons. One, and this of primary importance, is the health and safety of yourselves as students, as well as the teams, the coaches, the team personnel, and then as well as the community and the fans that come out to cheer on our nights. The other is, as a result of the first semester being primarily online or a blended delivery, we don't have as many students that are going to be on campus. And as a result, with the support and the work of the student administrative councils, there's a heavily reduced athletics and recreation fee. And so again, the combination of the health and safety along with the online learning delivery that doesn't have as many students on campus resulted in that difficult decision. In terms of the winter, we will know during the fall semester, and I expect in the front half of the fall semester, on what the status will be for sports in the winter. The OCAA and CELA is another one, which is the Canadian Intercollegiate Lumberjack Association, of which hosts our logger sports at our Frost campus, of which those of you coming to Peterborough, you would still be able to try out when those take place and when it's safe to do so. That we are working and in communication with them throughout the summer and fall, and we'll be working in the fall to determine the status for the winter sports. I will add to that the athletic facilities. So the Peterborough Sport and Wellness Center, which Chris spoke to, they have not finalized plans to reopen, but I know that they are in discussions with the city of Peterborough to reopen, and we'll be in communication with them as well. As students, you are not being charged an athletic facility fee for the fall. And again, that's the credit to the student associations that it helped eliminate that fee for the fall. But that said, the Peterborough Sport and Wellness Center are working with us and that are going to offer a temporary month-to-month membership once the wellness center is available to open for you to access those services. And those details will come out as those details are confirmed later this summer. Okay, there's another few more questions that have come in here. Is there anything the college, and I'll also refer to yourselves with SAC, doing for quarantine? So recognizing that we are in this online environment, what types of activities are you planning or that are available to students virtually?
I can jump in if you want.
Great.
So at least Fleming SAC is running multiple events throughout the week. The best thing that I can say to all of you is follow everyone on Instagram, on Facebook, follow all the social medias. Fleming College posts things throughout the week, and Fleming SAC, we have multiple events kind of running online. For example, for Pride, we ran a Pride bingo. through WebEx. It was really fun, and we were giving out prizes. We also give out prizes once a week. We have like a Kahoot going on. We're constantly trying to figure out new ways to engage students online, because we still want that aspect of having fun in college. Even though we're online, we still want to have chances for people to get involved and have fun and kind of get away from the studies for a bit. So follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, and we'll post lots of events. I know the college is doing things as well. We're in the process of organizing some type of orientation activity. So there's going to be lots of new things coming out. So make sure the best way to stay updated is to just follow all the social media.
If I could just add to that quickly, we do have like a week-to-week schedule for like online platform. So like this week, for example, we have 7 a.m. Live classes Monday to Friday, followed by a special event in the afternoon. And around 6, we have like cooking classes, dinner dance parties, online Kahoots, and one of our staff is going to be exploring the city and showing us how to get around with the new bus schedule. So there are a lot of events usually on an online platform.
Great. Thank you. So the next question is about part-time jobs in Peterborough. And in a moment, I'll turn it over for your own student experiences. I would also encourage those that are on the line to, during 10:30 to 12, visit our specialization room where our career services staff will be located. So, but just want to get some thoughts from a student experience perspective on part-time jobs in Peterborough.
I think I can speak on that one. For part-time jobs, everyone thinks that it is really difficult to find the part-time jobs. But when I came in Peterborough earlier, I wasn't able to find anything, I think from September to till November. But then when I participated with these organizations, and then I had a sort of a network developed across different clusters. So it wasn't just restricted to the college. It was actually a little beyond as well. So I was talking to people. Some people suggested me a few jobs. And then I earlier was working with professional cleaning company. And then I later on got to know about security. And then people guided me on how to get the licenses, how the certification thing works. So I then got my license and certifications done, and then now I'm working as a part-time security, and probably things gonna get a lot more better. And now when I have been with people, people have really suggested me good job opportunities, which are actually related to my field of work. That is, I am from business background, the management background. So just not the part-time work, but part-time work has helped me to develop that network, which can lead me to a full-time job, which is actually connected to my domain of work. So it is not just for the time being of the money, which probably some students seek to have their expenses and their fees managed, but it can actually work a lot better for you if you not just work to get the immediate yield, but look for a longer perspective and talk to people, connect with people, because that really works out a lot better here.
Great.
When it comes to part-time work, it does seem like it's really looming. You know, like you can't really find work. There's like COVID, everything. But one of the things that helped me to get a job, literally, it takes a lot of time. But I wouldn't suggest it to everyone. But you just go into different places, like time after time, be like, "Hey, you guys hiring?" And eventually, after like 100 places, you'll find one. Maybe not 100, maybe like 10 or 20. But it's kind of sort of like cold calling. You like just go down the phone book, but there's not that many places in Peterborough, so or in your town, you could just walk into places. And I guarantee after like 10 or 15 places, they'll either one of them will be hiring or they'll point you somewhere where they are hiring because they're tired of seeing you come in every day. So it takes some time. If you're really determined, you'll find a job. There's a lot of jobs on campus as well. When the campus is open. So good luck to all of you.
Great. Thank you. Zoe?
And the best resource for you as students is career services. Like Greg said, I think they're having a workshop later today. There's lots of job opportunities within the college as well. There's so many student opportunities. And they're able to, I'm sure they run resume workshops, all kinds of things that help you prepare if you're looking for outside opportunities. So great resource would be Contact Career Services. Their job is to assist students in finding jobs, and they're willing to do that for all students. So make sure you look into the resources that are available to you as a student.
That's great. Thanks, Zoe. And yes, Career Services will be in the Prepare and Get Ready specialization room today between 10:30 and 12. If for whatever reason you're not able to join that room this morning, Career Services at flemingcollege.ca, and also you can visit the Career Services website, which has a ton of resources as well. Many more questions coming in. This is great to see the audience. We're at 72 as well. So welcome everyone to our student panel and recent graduate session. How do classes run in the college? And what they are asking about is it standard just that classes run from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.? Again, recognizing this next fall semester will be a bit unique, but just from your experiences, how have you found the schedule for classes?
I can't speak to Chris and Inderpreet, but my schedule has been a little bit all over the place. You do get to choose some of your classes. So if I had basketball practice at 7, I would go through my schedule beforehand and try and make sure I get all early classes. That's kind of what I always try to do. But it depends on your schedule. If you want to sleep in, sometimes you can try and push your classes to later classes, but there's always certain courses that are mandatory and are already booked in for you. You choose all your courses through the Student Service Center. But yeah, it just depends. Sometimes I had class at 6 p.m. and sometimes I had all my classes done by 12. I think it just depends on your program, your course requirements, and how you choose your schedule. I think things will be a little bit different now that it's online, but it may be similar in the sense that you usually have about 15 minutes to get to the next class. So it'll be a little different online. It'll be faster, I'm sure, because you can all just log right in without having to run across the college.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I talk about mine, mine was a very light schedule. So I just had like 7 subjects to be covered in a week. So it wasn't much time occupying, and especially I had all the nights and the weekends available. So if you're looking forward to some part-time job, so you'd be having enough time, like the night shifts if you'd like to take, or the weekend shifts, those will be completely available for you. And if you look towards the daytimes will be pretty much occupying. They won't be consistent throughout the week. So you might have a class which will start at 8 a.m. on Monday, and on Thursday it might be starting at 4 p.m. So yeah, for Monday to Friday, it will be a little bit occupied, but you will get the exact schedule at the starting of the month, at the starting of the semester. So if you're looking for some part-time job, you can take that schedule along and share it with your employer, and they will try to figure out something. Usually the part-time employers cooperate, and they know that students have a different sort of schedule and they are little much occupied throughout the weekdays. So they can have like small shifts, like 4-hour shifts. They can break them into half, or they can figure out something for you. It shouldn't be much of a problem.
Great. Thank you. Some more questions. We're going to try and get through as many of these as possible. We've got about 15 minutes left. We may be able to go a few minutes over. I know Zoe will have to leave us at around 9:55. Another question around sports and games, and specifically asking if cricket is available. Absolutely. We actually have one of the best cricket teams in the whole province, and thanks to SAC, who worked with us a few years ago to get the cricket team off the ground. In a short period of time, we've been one of the best, and even this past year won our first championship at the Peterborough Sport and Wellness Center. We're very excited about our cricket team returning, hopefully as early as the winter semester. And Raji, who's our coach, is a great support. And if you'd like more information, sportsinfo@flemingcollege.ca, and we'll do our best to respond and again share once we know the plan for the winter semester. Another question about hockey. Yes, we have extramural hockey and as well intramural hockey. Again, we'll know later in the fall on what's going to be available for the winter. How about field jobs after completing a course? So this question is coming from someone who's in wireless information networking. And so a question around getting jobs in the field after completing the course. Inderpreet, did you have a response?
Yeah, I can actually talk about that one because I have few of my housemates who are from WEN as well. So I would say it's not at all difficult to get the field job. It's very easy. All you got to do is to make sure that you know about what you are studying here. Be a little focused about the practical aspect of the learnings which you get. So when is more of the technological part of it. So you should be familiar with what you are doing and what would a company would be expecting from you. So a lot of big companies like Cogeco, there are some other few companies like Bell. Cogeco and Bell is much of what I have heard here in Peterborough. These are some local companies which hire a lot of WIN students. And if you go beyond, I have few friends who have been hired by Amazon and some other big companies. So it's not really that far. So as soon as you complete your studies by the end of the third semester or by the starting of the fourth semester, I would suggest you should start applying and getting in touch with companies. So from Peterborough itself, there are a lot of students I have seen who got jobs right here in the city, and they are still staying with us and having fun. But there are a lot more opportunities if you would like to go a little beyond, and then we have bigger companies in Toronto, Brampton, and then some in Winnipeg. So yeah, it's not at all difficult. And I think for these full-time jobs, the professors which are training you in the college, they have a lot more connections and they can really guide you a lot further. Just try to stay in touch with your professors and the career services. So they have some good connections with the companies across. So they can guide you further to those companies.
Great. Thank you. The next question is just asking about online learning. So like challenges, problems, like what you found that you've learned and some advice to the new students who are going to be starting online in the fall?
Yeah, so online learning, it's scary at first. We totally get that. And as someone who went through it last year during this challenge of, okay, we have a week, professors will reach out to you and they've had it organized. And it's kind of confusing at first, but you guys are lucky in the sense that you're coming in. Professors have had a lot of time to organize, to plan. But the best thing is that you still have almost all resources that are available to you on campus. They're still available to you, but virtually. So I still went to online tutoring that helped me with my economics class. And the professors are there through email. I arranged meetings with them on WebEx to help with any questions I had. One of my profs even gave me his cell phone number. So professors are super flexible. They're there to help you, and they know that this it's just as frustrating for them. They want to be on campus too, right? So we're all in the same boat, and we're all there to support each other. And at Fleming, all the professors are there to help you, and they're flexible. And there's so many resources still available to you. So just reach out, ask questions. Don't think that it's just online and you can't ask. So make sure you go to tutoring still. You ask your professors questions and meet with them.
When it comes to online learning, I think this college has done a phenomenal job when it comes to planning and implementing this COVID-19 plan. So like the plan and any classes, the teachers, professors, they all are been well equipped and trained for online learning. So it does seem like a big um, worry to go online, but it's actually not so bad. Like I spent the remainder of my semester last year online. And like the pros when it comes to online is like you're in the comfort of your own home wherever you want to be. So it's not even and you don't even have to be on the camera all the time. So you can just listen in if you're having a bad day or whatever. So it's actually quite advantageous because you can just be in the comfort of your home. Your kitchen is right around the corner. usually. Get a snack, you can hang out, and get to know people.
Great. Inderpreet.
Actually, I would really completely agree to what Chris said. College has done a fabulous job with respect to the technological advancements we needed for this COVID-19 phase. So I think the only thing students need for this online education is just the laptop and the internet. Rest of the things, the WebEx, the Microsoft. I don't know if the students don't know this or not, but Microsoft is one of the very expensive things to afford for a student, right? Being a student, I know that. And Fleming College provides a free Microsoft package for you to do all your assignments and all your projects. So you don't need to get a Microsoft of your own. You just got to buy the laptop and get an internet connection. And then all of the things will be provided to you by the college, the tools and the equipments which you will be needing. So it's really very comfortable. That's what I believe.
That's great. So there's a few questions that have come in here that are a bit program specific. So I am going to ask for those students who have asked those questions, you can email askus@flemingcollege.ca, and one of our staff will be able to respond to that shortly. And as well, I would say there's a couple other questions, I think, of jobs and or income from specific programs that you've graduated from. A couple of things that I will refer people to there. One is, has been referenced before, career services is a great way to have an understanding of the workforce and how your program can connect you to jobs in the industry. And as well on the program pages off of the college's homepage, it also gives you some background in terms of the types of careers that you can enter, and then from there support you in terms of having an understanding of what that may include. So I just wanted to provide a couple of referrals there as we're close to running out of time. Again, one for Zoe. Hi, Zoe. I would like to register for the SAC student body. How do I register?
So you can shoot me an email. My email is zoe.king@flemingcollege.ca. I can connect you with any opportunities we have over the online learning. And if you want to run for director, there'll be an announcement made when it comes to elections. And there'll be a date when our election package gets released. So if we're still online, it might be an email package that you just have to reach out and say, I'd like to run, and I can send you off the email package. Or if we're back on campus, hopefully we're back on campus, we can just give you the package. It's just a form you fill out to say you have to bring it to the registrar, and they say, yes, you're not on academic probation, you're doing well in your courses, you're not failing out or anything. And then you can run. You have to get a certain amount of signatures from students to show your support. And then you get a certain amount of money that we provide you with, and you advertise to students that you are running for director and you want their vote. That's the funnest part. You get to make posters, you hand out flyers. It's really fun. I had a great time doing it. You stand out and you grab people and give them your card, and it's a really great time, great opportunity as well. So just, yeah, if you have any questions, I know I have to leave now. I have another meeting to get to. If anyone has any questions about Fleming SAC or Fleming College and my experience, just send me an email. I said it before. It's zoe.king@flemingcollege.ca. I'm happy to meet with anyone, answer questions. And the biggest thing I can say is follow Fleming SAC on social media to get all the fun things we're doing.
That's great. Thanks so much, Zoe. I know you have to step out. We'll be wrapping this up in a few minutes, but appreciate your time and sharing your experiences with us today and all the great work that you're doing with the Student Administrative Council.
Absolutely, no problem. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. A couple, we're going to be wrapping up here shortly. Inderpreet, did you have something to add?
Yes. The thing I want to say is it would be really best to have some of you as our directors at SAC, but I really don't want any of you to wait for that. You can actually start to get involved with us through the Fleming College portal. All you got to do is log into My Campus and go to Student Life, and you would probably find all the volunteering opportunities over there mentioned. So just go to the Student Life portal and then select which of the opportunities you would like to get involved with, and we'll be waiting for you.
Thank you. Final question, Inderpreet and Chris, just to leave on this note, what's your main piece of advice to new students as they start in September?
I think my
But if there's
yeah.
one piece of advice to leave them with.
My biggest advice would be don't panic, because we usually get little panicked considering there is a list of responsibilities we have and what all pain we have taken to be here as an international student. So I would say is don't panic, stay a little calm. You would very easily with some time find the part-time jobs, get settled with the courses. And if you at all feel that you are in trouble and you are not able to figure out things, college is really open for you. There are some mental and emotional support organizations as well in college. You can get in touch with SAC. We are there for you. You can come anytime to us. We can help you with jobs. We can help you with your studies. We can help you with your schedules. We can help you how to manage the time. We have workshops and we have classes we can help you with. So we are always there for you. If you are ever in trouble, you can get to us.
Great. Thank you. Chris?
One piece of advice, well, being being online, like class is gonna be so tempting to sleep in, so try not to sleep in. And another thing, I would suggest, like just do all your readings. Like a lot of this education is gonna be like self-directed during the COVID crisis, so like it's really important to do your readings. And it also gives you a little step up when it comes to class because you know exactly what the professor is talking about. And a third little piece of advice, I know we were supposed to say one, but, is like try to like make friends with people online. Like it's gonna be like so hard. Just get out there, say hi to your friends, maybe share your contacts, and maybe you could do like phone study groups or like get into like a little group, and it makes things go by faster and you'll have friends. So yeah, those are some good advices.
Great advice. Thank you, Inderpreet. Thank you, Chris. Thanks again to Zoe. Excellent experiences shared from each of you. I'd like to thank everyone for attending today. Just a bit of housekeeping in terms of next steps. At 10 a.m., so just in a couple moments here, we encourage everyone to join the online learning session. So that is the only session that's happening, and it is really intended to share at an introductory level some tips and tricks that will support your online learning. And then at 10:30, you have the option either to drop into one of the specialization rooms to have your questions answered or to learn a bit more about the various services at the college. And in addition, there's a couple of general interest sessions on Canadian culture and Indigenous student supports. Thank you again and enjoy the rest of your morning at our welcome day. Take care.